Yo, what's up guys? We're back with another video today, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about who will be the new UFC champions in 2025, or who will stay as like the UFC champions in 2025. So, without further ado, let's start off from flyweight all the way to heavyweight. Alright, we have Alexandre Pantoja. I think Pantoja will stay as champion this year. I think he'll have 3 title defenses actually, because he took no damage. I think he'll fight in early 2025. I think he'll fight Kai Kara-France early and win. I don't see him losing to any of these guys. I think he'll fight around mid of next year to fight the winner of Manel Kape versus Brandon Royval. And regardless who he fights, he'll beat them. I don't see either one of these guys beating Pantoja again. Like, no one can beat Pantoja in the flyweight division. Nobody. Like, maybe Brandon Moreno, maybe, but I don't think that Brandon Moreno will fight Pantoja this year. I don't. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I actually see Pantoja with how the bantamweight division's going to be looking, which I'll show in too. He'll move up to bantamweight and fight the champion there and try to become a double champion. I think that's what Pantoja's game plan is for next year. I think he'll stay as a champion in flyweight, and I don't see him losing. Umar Nurmagomedov. Alright, listen, I don't like Umar Nurmagomedov, but I do think he's going to be Merab. However, I don't think he's going to destroy Merab. I think it's going to be a very close fight between the two, and you could give it to either one of them. I think that the judges would just give it to Umar because he's Dagestanian, you know, he's got the Khabib, like, last name in him, so he'll probably be a champion, and he'll take a hiatus. I think he'll take a long time before he comes back. He'll probably fight the winner of either Sean O'Malley or Petr Yan and beat them. Maybe if it's Sean O'Malley, if he fights Sean O'Malley at the end of the year, he'll beat Sean O'Malley, like, very easily, but if he fights Petr Yan, that's when things get interesting. That's when things start to get interesting. And I low-key think Petr Yan could beat Umar. But we'll see what happens. All of this is going to depend on, like, how Merab and Umar goes. That's why I honestly think. Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria will stay as a champion in 2025. I don't see him losing at featherweight at all. He'll KO Volk, sadly. Man, I can't do it. I can't do it with Volk and KO for a third time right now, guys. We can't take it, like, as a community, right? But he'll KO Volk, then he'll fight Lopez, maybe around, like, maybe I think Diego Lopez and Ilia Topuria will fight in Spain. I think that's what's gonna happen. Then after that, he'll probably fight, I don't know, Movsar Evloev, someone else, but I think he'll only fight realistically twice this year. I don't really see him fighting like more than 3 times. He takes so long to fight, so I'd say he could honestly fight once this year, to be quite honest. And it's so annoying to see that, because Topuria, I don't like Topuria, but he's a very exciting fighter, but he fights so rarely. It's so annoying. So we'll see what happens, but I think he'll fight Volk and beat him, then he'll fight Diego Lopez and beat him as well. Now we have Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev will beat Arman Tsarukyan in a competitive fight in January. I think it'll be a back and forth for a little bit, but then I think Islam will gradually keep winning as, like, the rounds keep going. It'll be competitive in the first, like, 3 rounds, but once it gets to the championship rounds, I think Islam will do a lot better. And then after that, he'll probably come back around in July because of Ramadan and all that stuff, and he'll fight Charles Oliveira. And while I think Charles Oliveira would do better in the second fight, because Charles Oliveira did look good against Michael Chandler, and he had a competitive fight with Arman, I don't see him beating Islam. I really don't. Like, I think Charles has more ways to beat Islam than Arman does, but I don't think Charles beats him. I don't think Charles would get submitted by Islam in a second fight. I just think Charles would lose by decision against Islam. Belal Muhammad. Kind of a controversial take here. Maybe a controversial take, guys. But I think Belal will stay as a champion in 2025. He'll fight Shavkat maybe around July or something. We'll see what happens, like how his injury is and all that stuff. Because Shavkat takes a while to come back. That's why I'm saying he'll fight in July, because both of these guys like to take their time. Not really Bilal, but you guys get what I mean by that. Like Shavkat, he fights once a year now, so I don't see him fighting early next year. But we'll see what happens. And I think Bilal Muhammad destroys Shavkat. Okay, I'm a little bit exaggerating there. That's more of like a clickbait, like me saying that, but I think Bilal beats Shavkat, and I think he beats him comfortably. Like, honestly, I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't think Shavkat's overrated. I just think Bilal Muhammad's really good. And I think Shavkat's good. Like, I think when Bilal's, like, getting older, like, really older, like, Shavkat will be a champion, but I don't think that he beats Bilal Muhammad right now. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. And then I'd say maybe around December or something like that. Like, depending on how the division goes to see, like, what are the big, like, the next contenders. I think he'll either fight, like, maybe an Usman or a JDM. Maybe Joaquin Buckley, because Joaquin Buckley has been, like, on a rise. I didn't put him on here just because I think the UFC would more likely want to give a title shot to, like, Usman or JDM. You know, the bigger names. Like, the guys that are, like, arguably should have gotten a title shot. Maybe not Usman, but you get what I mean, right? So I think Bilal will fight one of those guys, and I think he'd beat them. I think he'd have a really tough fight with those guys in particular, just because of their styles. I think Usman would be Bilal's toughest fight, because Usman, I think even at his age, he's still very good. He's got great wrestling, great takedown defense, better striking than Bilal, I think. But I would say Bilal would barely beat Usman right now. In Usman's prime, I think Usman would walk the floor with Bilal Muhammad, but right now, I'd slightly give it to Bilal Muhammad. So I think Bilal Muhammad would stay as a champion in 2025. Kind of a bold prediction, but I think Bilal Muhammad will stay as champion. Dricus du Plessis, guys. I know this is another bold take. This might be my biggest bold take, but I think Dricus du Plessis will stay as a champion in 2025. I think he beat Sean Strickland better in February than he did in the first fight, just because I just think he's just better than Strickland. He's more versatile. Like I said in my previous video or around that, I think Dricus would beat, like, Strickland better. And then I'd say he comes back around June and July after Ramadan and fights Khamzat Chimaev, and I think he beats Khamzat Chimaev by plot armor, guys. I think, like, Dricus would just do the most goofy way to beat Khamzat. In all honesty, I think Dricus has the best opportunity to beat Khamzat out of any of the middleweights. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. And after he beats Khamzat, I don't see him fighting anymore for the rest of the year. I'd say he takes time off to see how the division goes. But we'll see what happens. Alex Pereira.
Sharma, Ankalaev, no. Adesanya, yes.
No, okay. I think Alex Pereira, he said he's not fighting, like, Ankalaev. If that's true, I can't defend Alex Pereira anymore. I just can't. That's straight up ducking. But I'm hoping he's doing that to troll the fans. I'm praying he's doing that to just, like, troll the fans. But if he's not, I can't defend Pereira anymore. But I think Pereira will fight Ankalaev. I think the UFC wants that fight, so I think that they'll do that maybe before Ramadan, because Alex Pereira likes to fight active, but if they don't, they'll probably do that in June or something. And then I'd say Alex Pereira, maybe, it's weird, because, like, I think Alex Pereira this year could move up to heavyweight and fight for a third belt, but we'll see what happens. I don't think that he will. That's a little bit of a bold prediction, but I think Pereira will just stay at light heavyweight for now and just wait till the John Jones and Tom Aspinall stuff is done before he eventually moves up to heavyweight. But I'd say he beats Ankalaev and then he fights some random contender and he knocks them out. So I'd say he stays as champion in 2025. And finally, Tom Aspinall. I think Tom Aspinall will be the new heavyweight champion. Bold claim, I know, guys. Wow. I think Tom Aspinall will beat John Jones. I think it'll be a very tough fight for both of them regardless. I think, like, even though I think Tom Aspinall will beat John Jones, I'm not confident on that pick because this is John Jones we're talking about, guys. Like, regardless of all the ducking and all that stuff, John Jones is, like one of the greatest. He is an extremely high-level fighter. He's versatile. He's just a very tough fight for Tom Aspinall. But I think Tom Aspinall, with his power, with his knockout power, I think he's got good. He's not gonna get taken down by John Jones, or he's not gonna be like destroyed in the ground. I think he'll knock him out. I think he'll get knocked out, like John Jones will get knocked out by Tom Aspinall. And I think they'll fight around International Fight Week, because I think like John Jones is gonna delay the fight. He's gonna take his sweet time getting the fight being made, and he'll probably want to do in Las Vegas on a big card, like International Fight Week. I truly think it's gonna take that long for the fight to be made. And when Tom Aspinall does beat John Jones, I think Tom Aspinall would want to fight at the end of the year, so we'll probably want to fight either Gon or someone else. And I'd say we'll be in the era of Tom Aspinall coming into 2025. But guys, that is me with my predictions on who will be the UFC champions in 2025. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!